I realize this is why kids that I meet, for most of them, are just not interested in music. They like video games.
Is modern music bad now? Do you boot up your stolen bootleg AirPods every morning and listen to brain rot until you've drowned out the voices in your head? And is Generation Z as a collective to blame for it? Let's talk about it. So what inspired me to make this essay was a video titled Why Generation Z Doesn't Care About Music by a very famous YouTuber. And I thought, well, I'm sort of Generation Z. I was curious, I was interested to hear their thoughts and to see a thought-provoking discussion on the evolution of music from early humans to boomers to millennials all the way up to Generation Alpha, or as I dubbed them, the Skibbity Toilet generation. But after watching the video, I was left disappointed. Instead of a nuanced discussion, I got to hear broad generalizations about how we don't care about music because of video games. What? And I thought to myself, society is when video games bad. That's truly deep. The lack of nuance was palpable, so I thought, I'll do it. Why don't I try making an essay on the subject myself? It's not much, but it's honest work. Okay, let me clear this up right off the bat. We have not lost interest in music, but our relationship to art has fundamentally changed because of the internet. Before the internet, you would need records, CDs, or tapes, which required effort and choice, often done with friends or family. This not only made the music special, but also turned listening into an event. People sometimes gathered to listen, discuss the music, and had a collective experience. Now you boot up your smartphone and the world is at your fingertips. You can listen to symphonies by Mozart, or keep up with the beef between Kendrick Lamar or BBL Trizzy, or even listen to Lux Maxim playlists without ever having to pay a single dime for it. The limited access, the scarcity, I feel, made listeners savor what they had more deeply. The entire ritual from the commute to get the music, to the selection of it, to the anticipation of it, felt special. Now, clicking the button on Spotify 8 times because you don't like your playlist, even though you made it, fails to capture that intimacy. So, TikToks are a thing now. I just hope you don't click off the video because I don't have any Subway Surfers gameplay or Family Guy clips in the background. Anyhow, short form content incentivize artists to focus on making more songs as algorithm friendly as they can be. The purpose of art had a paradigm shift. The demands of TikTok algorithms fed a hunger for ever speedier stimulation, which in turn is making songs notably shorter and simpler, edging them closer to jingles and ad melodies. There's an intense visual and auditory bombardment in today's content which could desensitize you, which could lower attention and intention in music. And music itself has shifted to serve that function. Now it's more about creating a trend with your song that people can dance to or have a TikTok challenge with, rather than deeply connecting with a piece of music. Not to say that every artist is like that nowadays, but you cannot deny that there's a trend towards this kind of practice. And as we have our attention spans shredded to bits by mass consumption of scrolling, it's more rare to expect the youth to sit down and listen to a lengthy piece of music with a bridge or a guitar solo or even a build-up. This is truly the attention economy, where your focus and attention might be the most profitable assets to a company. Every piece of art is fighting for your attention if it serves a chance to have successful monetization, including this video, actually. To play devil's advocate, boomer sentiment about new music being soulless isn't completely unfounded, I'll admit. They most likely listen to the mainstream charts filled with generic hits, which feel formulaic and uninspired, and they lost faith in us. From the Beatles all the way to Ice Spice, it's been a real journey. Along that, there seems to be a rise in industry plants, where artists become popular out of nowhere, backed by greedy corporations. Artists are quite rarely being manufactured, so can you really be surprised if their sound is derivative and stale? Add to that the whole complex mess of AI music and AI covers, and that's a whole topic deserving of its own deep dive. Yeah, it's kinda brutal out here. Another phenomenon I've noticed is manufactured relatability. You pick a sentiment that resonates with people and run with it, even if it doesn't coincide directly with what you truly feel or believe. Oh, I should add a heartbreak song to my album because people might relate because of a life shattering breakup. Even though I don't feel heartbroken right now, or maybe I once did, but I'm going to make songs about it for the next 7 years because people like it or associate it with my brand image. Or you could look at political artists who found success in their niche and stuck with the same 4 talking points in their music because people ate it up. People admire authenticity. Music with manufactured relatability is bound to lack that oomph because you're not extracting creativity from real emotion. I know the essay so far is all boohoo, very doom posting type beat, but there is a silver lining. For one, it seems that music genres are evolving and changing at a faster rate than ever before. Sounds get mixed and matched together. The creativity and art to it all, their differences in style, and seeing the combinations that all form together to create something completely new. It's truly beautiful. Music is also more accessible than ever. Artists have more access to music production software than ever before. With YouTube tutorials and online communities, skills that used to be gatekept are open for more people to learn. Once you've got music to share, you can even do so independently. Gone are the days of the traditional label route. We're seeing more and more SoundCloud and TikTok artists. The music industry is transitioning from a top-down hierarchical structure to a more democratic one, where talent and authenticity take precedence over marketing budgets. Another notable trend in modern music is the use of technology. In the past, music was primarily produced using analog instruments and recording equipment. However, with the advent of digital technology, it's now really possible to create, produce, and distribute music using only a computer and a few pieces of specialized software. This has made it easier for aspiring musicians to get their start, and also led to the rise of electronic and digital music genres such as EDM and synthwave. It's really neat if you ask me. Okay, let's make a distinction. Not all modern music is mainstream music, and conflating those two is what leads to the false idea that modern music is subpar. Give it a break, alright? Trendy hits have always been generic to appeal to the widest demographic. You're not gonna walk into a McDonald's and hear indie shoegaze, dream pop, goblin core music, right? There's music out there that would make your soul ascend out of your body. If you really looked hard enough, just find something you like, okay? As I conclude this essay, I realize it's mostly about music, but I do hope it transcends that somewhat. It's also about the older generations who constantly look down on the younger ones, in terms of not only musical taste but also the everyday. There's relentless criticism and snobbery. Every generation thought they were better, had more sophisticated taste in music, habits, culture. Life was better back in your day, I get it. But that's exactly it. You're not unique in thinking that. The generation before you thought the exact same thing. Music has changed, for better or for worse, and it will continue to evolve. But maybe it's time that we let the younger people develop their own tastes, rather than constantly looking down on them. Let kids make mistakes, listen to cringy music, learn from their errors and grow as people, just like you did. Break the pattern of snobbery, rise above, do better. Stupid boomers. I'm just kidding. Bye.